A lot of people are nervous how much bora looks like I'm just attacking a knee joint. But I'm really just thinking, or I'm trying to apply force into my partner's hips. Like many other sweeps in jiu-jitsu, I'm trying to connect to the hips and force my partner to sit. Cool. So one of the metas that came up in this last round was pushing on other people's hips as you tried. So if you push on my hips, this is a great way to win at push hands, trying to get someone to take a step instead of just having arm grips or upper torso grips or even leg grips. We can just go straight to the center of gravity source. If I push on the hips, my partner has to move entirely. There's very few ways that she can absorb that force. For the beginner lesson today, I just want to get everybody into the idea of what it takes to actually push someone else's hips. I'm getting my elbows into my core, so I'm not pushing out like this. I need to have the level change, and I need to have something good to drive against, so that when you're pushing in a useful direction. So you can either think of it as low, driving, pushing, or of throwing this nice and slow fireball through your partner. You can do it with another human being, or you can run over to the bags and just do it against a heavy bag, or practice against a wall. So we've been playing with how to push on your partner in a grappling match, in like a jiu-jitsu match, where we're trying to see where we can get movement facing our partner. But what's even cooler than that is maybe more of a bouncery type of push. I want to have a little bit of practice feeling what parts of the body I can push on that will achieve a result. So if I'm just pushing distally, I'm not getting much. If I push kind of centrally on the spine, I can get something. I'm going to drop down and push on the hips, if that's okay. Mm-hmm. If I push on the hips from behind, I get lost. If you can see how far Angela jumped again. I'll do that one more time. So with really good form here with my push and a nice low hip push from behind, I can launch somebody pretty far. I can also launch somebody not very far, but with a lot of control here. Cool. So that is pushing. Now we're going to go into lifting. I can get a little bit of a kazushi out of my partner by lifting arms, even just lifting hands. I can get kazushi, but unless I'm really good at judo and I know how to exploit that, I'm going to have a lot more luck picking up somebody if I just go straight for the hips. So naturally, double legs from wrestling, obviously, but for the beginners especially, I'll have you start just with a hip lift. I'm really bad at wrestling, so my mat returns suck, but the idea that I could just pick somebody up and then put her down, right? If anybody is comfortable with their voices on camera, any ideas about why we need to lift people up? Go for it.
You can move them to safety?
To move them to safety, yes, and not just as a combat art. I'll have you come from the side of your partner and connect hips. If you connect too high under the ribs, you'll try to lift and you won't get anything. So try to get fully underneath your partner's hips and then squeeze, and then just, not really a deadlift, it's more of a push. I'm just pushing forward with my hips in order to like load up like a piece of furniture, right? Like I'm moving furniture. If I was to piggyback somebody, I would want to lift just by rocking someone's weight onto my hips rather than trying to press straight up. We might end up something like this if we're doing Muay Thai or Sanda or something. Any ideas about where I would like to push here? Hips, exactly. I could just reach out with a hand, connect to my partner's hips, and push them down, and we'll see what happens. You ready to fall?
Yeah.
Cool. Level up from this is to push slightly more distally from the hip. I could push pretty far out from the hip and still get the same reaction out of the hip. Don't need to use my hands. I could use any other body parts. So I'll demonstrate maybe using my head and then, or my shoulder. And you can play around with this on your own to see what you like best, right? If you can see my head through my hair, I'll just use my head to push down instead of my hands. And then try pushing with different parts of your body on different parts of their body to see if you can get the hips to sit. People are always talking about concepts in jiu-jitsu. This is one of the concepts, lift and sagging. Cool. I'm gonna do it from the guard, so very Brazilian jiu-jitsu-ish. We'll do the single leg X as a lift. So I'm going to be high on the hips, holding my partner's hips here, and lifting up before I turn out. So I'm unbasing my partner, like we were doing with the pushing, when we're pushing on each other's hips. Now we're just pushing with our feet on each other's hips to lift and then our partner just has no choice but to be unbased. Alternatively, you can also see if you can get some sag out of it. So instead of lifting up to unbase, you can see if you could drag down with a lot more twist, much like the single leg takedown we just did where we're pushing our partners down from a caught kick catch. I'm rotating out and I'm dragging my partner down here. Same idea with the bora in here. So if I somehow get into bora or waiter, I am trying to apply a sitting force onto my partner's hips to force her to sit. So single leg X, you can lift, you can sink with single leg X. With bora, you can also sink someone, or waiter, you can kind of sink someone's hips.